It's new guitar day. New fab guitar box arrived. Yeah, so this is a new project for me. You know, I was very thrilled about the Epiphone Les Paul that I got. This one, the Korean model. Then I've made some videos about, and I think it's awesome. But this one appeared in my favorite second-hand guitar website, and before I knew it, it was on the way to me. This here headstock is pretty revealing. It's another Epiphone, and it says Gibson here, just like my Korean model. So this is also a Korean model, at least supposedly, because it doesn't give a clear indication from the serial number here. It's just on a note. But I've looked at similar models of this on the web, and it seems to be the same. So this is an SG. Look at that. And the color is, I don't know what to make of this, but the color is quite, yeah, it's very light red. Okay. Very special pickups, black covers, and speed dials, I think these are called. What's that? It's just some black things. It sounds great. It's very comfy to play. This action is perfect. Yeah, this is promising. It sounds great acoustically, and it's super comfy to play. It seems to keep tuning very well. I just pulled it out of the box and just tuned it by ear, and it's in tune. I'm giving it a hard time here, but even the intonation sounds to be good. Thus, if it didn't look this way, I'd be very happy. But I'm very tempted to strip the paint off this and get it into a more normal SG looking way. I'm not sure if I like that black thing on the covers here. I would like to see them nickel humbucker way, but I'm not even sure what kind of pickups are in here. Yeah, but yeah, I have to open it up, see what's inside, and yeah, cool guitar. And I paid, what did I pay? I paid in dollars, it's around $100. So very cheap. Some kind of hole here for a screw, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a strap. There's no, yeah, it's probably the strap button, because there's no other strap button holes here, or no strap buttons. So I need to get one. This one is fine with the typical Epiphone padding. Gibson doesn't seem to have this padding on the strap screws here. There's the bridge, and if we can get you in a bit closer. So if you know anything about this model, I'd be very interested to hear. I'll plug it in and play it as it is to see what I can make of it. I bet it sounds good. There's no info that I can see that says that it is Korean. And the serial number here seems to miss something here that is torn off. So that could have been a letter saying what kind of factory from Korea it was made in, U or S, probably. Yeah, all right. I'm very positive about this. It looks to be a promising project for me. And I don't even know yet if I make it a project or if I'll just keep it as it is. But being a very low value guitar, I'm not that afraid of starting to pull things apart here and maybe install different pickups. Depending on how they sound, of course. So, but I don't like the looks of it as it is now. I might grow into loving it more, but right now I don't like the color that much, and I don't like the way the pickups look. Maybe I also have a set of Gibson tulip tuners laying here, so maybe I'll also replace these. So the looks, of course. Okay. I have to tidy up all of this mess. All right. So right off the bat, it sounds very round in the tone. Oh, it was almost like it just opened up when I put it in the middle position. Also neck position. It seems like the neck position is a bit louder. There's a bit of overdrive. First impressions is that it's very enjoyable to play. It has this rather thick poly finish, and it's a bit sticky, so my hand is lagging when I'm dragging it up the neck. So I might just get rid of the thick poly here, just sand it down. And it sounds rather good, but I find that the pickups are a bit too mellow. There's not enough bite in them for my taste. I would prefer a set of classic 57s or PAF's style pickups in this. So I think I will have a go at it and see if I can turn it even more to my liking. That's, yeah, I'll get rid of these pickups. I think it would look good with the set of PAF style with nickel covers. I'm very uncertain about the finish. It's quite a task to take on to refinish it, at least for me. But I'm very tempted to do that, but it will probably happen over time. So step by step. First thing I'll do is probably to replace these. Maybe also the tuners, but that might come later. This could turn out to be a rather treasured SG in the guitar family in this home, because it plays very good. So it's just get the sound to be more to my taste, and the looks also, because I don't quite identify with the way it looks now. And I would like to do that. All right, let's go ahead. Well, first part of the journey with this guitar is done. I did more than I really thought for this first changeover. So I have now the visible thing you can see is of course the knobs. They're just for the looks. But the pickups is now making also the guitar looking better to me. It looks more like SG is supposed to look in my preferences. But yeah, you can see from the pictures when I installed it that there were some challenges with not being a hole for a one screw kind of type on each side pickup. It was a bit strange with the two on the one side of the pickup. Also, the tuners that I replaced, these tuners here came off a Gibson Les Paul custom shop. The previous owner told me the guitar has stayed outside or in his car or something, and it were moist, so they started to rust, so he had to replace them. But they work fine, so I just bought them and I got them pretty cheap. They are working perfectly, and they add a bit of character to the guitar, I think, with they look very worn. Yeah, and you saw that I also made these shiny pickup covers to be a bit more matted down or worn. So I think they still are a bit too shiny, so I might replace them with nickel ones. I think nickel covers or nickel hardware is more appealing to me. I'm not quite sure about the color. It's quite strange, this red color on this SG. But it's maybe it's a kind of a one-of-a-kind type. I know there are several instances of this type of guitar around the world, but of course it's kind of rare. I haven't seen one like this. But I'm very happy with it. So I'm turning into what is it called? Appreciator of Epiphones lately, and especially the ones that I've tried now coming from Korea. No exceptions with this, it's really good. I have had a couple of SGs. I had a custom shop SG, a 61 reissue. It was this Direct Trucks model. That was a great guitar, but the neck on that was quite wide, much wider than this is. Some SGs has these wide necks, and that was one that had. And it had a really dark tone, that Direct Trucks signature guitar. So I didn't stick to that for long. I sold it, didn't bond with it. But before that I had also an SG Gibson SG standard or whatever they're called. And then I had these Gibson, what are they called, the 400. I put it up here, the number of the model name of the pickup. That was a good guitar to play, but the tone of that also was a bit, yeah, didn't have any character that I liked. But this one immediately, I don't want to stop playing. When I start playing it, it just feels so good. So enough talk. Let's hear what's happened after I replaced the pickups. That's the main part. I didn't do anything to the electronics. It's really just the pickups that will alter the tone here. It's the same bridge and stop tail. It's incredibly smooth to play this guitar. It's also incredibly smooth fret ends. And I suspect that it has been like this from the factory. It doesn't look to be filed. You would see some traces of that, I guess, if it had. At least it's very well done. So the craftsmanship on this guitar is very good. So what's left for me to do with this journey with this guitar, I'm not sure. I will probably just keep the finish. I might sand down the neck. Right now it feels okay to play like this, but it's I'm not sure. I usually like it when they are sanded, the neck, so I might do that. Might also switch to a 50s wiring for the harness here. I think it is not, so let's hear if it loses treble when I roll it down. Well, not much, so maybe I'll just keep it. If it works, why change it? Yeah, I'm very happy with this. So there's just one thing missing now. There's this screw here for the strap. I'm missing a strap button there. I think I have one, so I'll just have to remember that before I take it out of the house to play with it, to put one in. All right. Seems to be a continuous story with these Epiphones. I have to admit that I also have another Epiphone on the way, so that could be interesting. So if you'd like to see what that is, you'll have to watch my videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time, I hope. Bye for now.